Welcome back, YouTube, to a professional casted game between GL the Viper and GiveuAnxiety, aka GUA, two absolute legends in the Age of Empires community and frontrunners here in Age of Empires 4. Viper is playing as the Chinese against GiveuAnxiety, who is playing as the Abbasid Dynasty. Now you see GUA going immediately for the mill there. As the Abbasid Dynasty, he does get a benefit from this berry bushes, so this is going to be a good boost to his eco early on here. Now, you see this nice Tang Dynasty sign right in the middle of the screen. That's unfortunately going to be there throughout the cast, but hopefully will be removed in the near future. But this is the Dynasty options for the Chinese. As they advance through the ages, they can build both of their landmarks, unlike other civilizations, and unlock special abilities as they do that. So that is what this Tang Dynasty represents. So if you're not familiar with the Viper, he is rank number 1 in Age of Empires 2. Very, very, very talented RTS player. And he's going up against GiveuAnxiety, who's one of the balance testers for Age of Empires 4, but a prominent member in the Age of Empires 3 community. And this is just an absolute battle of titans. I had to come in here and cast this. So GUA is opening up. He's got his food, and now he is chopping for wood, throwing down his house. I'm curious, he hasn't gone for gold yet, what his strategy is with that. So he's got his House of Wisdom. Maybe he's going to get his House of Wisdom, and then going to drop his gold mine down here. But where is his gold mine is maybe the better question. Look at that. It's just out of distance. He knew that these rocks he saw him on the corner was the gold mine. There we go. He's got that gold coming down. And he's considering get that he's getting that wood. So I'm assuming maybe some early maybe we're going to see a little bit of early military action out of GUA. Maybe he's just getting this wood a little bit earlier so he can drop down this barracks. Now, for the Abbasid Dynasty, if you're not familiar, I do have a guide on my channel where I go through all of the technologies here in the House of Wisdom, as they are quite involved. But essentially, this civilization ages up more traditionally, as we know in the Age series, by clicking on the building, and it will start aging up. But he can choose different wings as he goes up through the ages. So most players go up with the economic wing because it unlocks cheaper villagers. But there's a bunch of options here that GUA can choose from as he ages up here. Okay, so GUA's got these houses down. A lot of houses early on here. Kind of curious. He's sitting on 60 population. You know what he's doing. He is going straight for this golden age. So at 10 structures, he will unlock a golden age. And what's the current count? Does it give you a total? Currently at 9 out of 10. So he has decided that it is worth it to just chop for wood early on and go for that golden age right out of the gate. So this will be a quick boost to his eco. Villagers gathering rate plus 10% for all resources. So I was incorrect thinking he was going for early military, though he may still do that. He was really rushing towards this golden age. And a very quick golden age, just about the 3-minute and 18-second mark. Cool little build that GUA has tried there, and we'll have to see how this works out. Let's go see what Viper is up to. Viper's getting his food, gold, and wood. We have just a house, nothing additional to really see. Now, he has trained this Imperial Official, which is a unique unit for the Chinese. This unit will go around and collect tax from these buildings. So the buildings generate gold over time, and he's able to come around and collect it. You can see he can collect the gold like this. So he's trained these officials so they can walk around and collect that gold. And there you go. We just had to see an official do that. And I think he's going to age up right now. He's got the resources for it. Has not thrown that wonder down yet, or landmark rather. I'm not sure what the holdup quite is right now. Is he not realize he's able to age up? There we go. I hear it. So he's decided to throw it out on these hunts. So he was waiting. He was doing some scouting and really wanted to have this food, since you are going to gather quickly from the huntable deer. And this will give him some defense. It can fire, and it can be garrisoned inside. So a nice way to secure this food here. And he already has the berries, of course, behind his base with those sheep. So securing future food. Meanwhile, GUA is going up. Let's see which landmark he's going. He's going up with the economic wing, which will unlock the fresh foodstuffs that he can research And then later on, you can get agriculture and then improved processing. Okay, now he will be wanting to maybe find his next berry bush to expand to. So looking at the map, he has an option down here, but he could also expand, it looks up to the northeast if he chooses to. But I would imagine maybe we'll see a mill going down here very soon. He's still got plenty of time on these berries, though, to be honest. But you don't want to be running out of this, while you're in battle. You want to have that next feud secured. Now, I know that GUA really likes to play on one base in a lot of games. Rather, he doesn't usually go for a second town center, where some players might open up in H2 with the second town center right away on that second berry bush. I don't know if we will see GUA do that. You see him throwing down some defensive walls, though. Another trademark of GUA, always puts walls down in all these little choke points, and highly recommend using that tactic. We're going to have a barracks going down. I have a feeling we're going to see a pike spear archer combo. Meanwhile, Viper has aged up and is gathering that food here, researching the survival techniques there at the mill. It looks like he already got wheelbarrow in transition as well, if I'm not mistaken, and also researching the farming upgrade. It's not farming, rather, it's a food gather upgrade. Sometimes you gotta be careful. I just fell trapped to it, right? It looks like it should be just a farming upgrade, but this is for all food gathering, which is a little different from the other Age games in the franchise. The upgrades are a little more generic rather than being very, very specific to like just farming or just certain technologies. Okay, and he has gone, look at this, going straight for the Dynasty. So he's building his second, this is his second Age 2 landmark he's put down here. With that, it will unlock villager production time reduced by 35%. Also unlocks the Zugnu, and it also unlocks the increased maximum population by 40. So there we go. He's going to get this Dynasty. You will see it unlock as soon as this gets complete. And there it is. The Song Dynasty does begin, and he has unlocked those abilities. Okay, so a very well thought out build order here. Obviously had a plan to go for that. No military buildings down yet. It does look like he did some scouting on GUA. Maybe he saw the walls and thought GUA was trying to play a little bit defensively, but he does see through the fog of war several military buildings, and I can expect GUA is getting ready to do some push. And there we go, some spear and archers. This is very common comp we see GUA using in many games. And then later on, I'm sure he will research the tech so he can build rams and maybe put some really heavy pressure here on Viper's defensive buildings. Now, he has scouted Viper and has not seen... I don't know if this is actually reflective of what he scouted. This is a little weird. Maybe it is. I think it is. But there we go. We can see the first military building. Sees that archery range. You see those Imperials going around, officials getting that gold. So he knows there's some archers, and maybe just thinking, I'm going to be a little bit more careful. He doesn't want to get just picked off by those archers. Nice! Spears getting an early kill on that scout. Really easy. 1-2 punch there. And the archer's going to put some pressure on the gold mine, which is just outside of range of the town center. But he is going to kite back here. Looking at the upgrades, none of these players have any techs before the military yet. And right now, back here, he is putting down his blacksmith, as we mentioned that. So looking to upgrade those archers, though I think he is going to want probably another military production building here in the near future. Remacro maybe a little bit more to wood. And I would expect he's going for some archer upgrades here early, whether defense or attack. Let's see, a lot of players go for the defense first. Let's see what the Viper decides to go with. Finding a wolf down there. So relocating those gold miners says, you know what? I'm not going to go back out to there. I'm going to go stand by my landmark. He doesn't really mind if GUA attacks this. And not to mention, look at the population. He's got plenty of room. He could even afford to lose his house if he wanted to. Let's see what tech he has decided to research. And so he did go with attack. And that's what I thought he might do, because then this is going to include all these town centers attack. Oh my gosh, look at those units. And now these aren't just the archers. These are not just your plain archers. Wow, it's kind of hard to see the difference of these, to be honest. They look very similar, but if you look, one unit kind of has a crossbow versus the archer unit, and is going to really be putting down the pain out here. Fires bolts with a ferocious damage potential against enemy units. High rate of fire. Ineffective against armored targets. So these are nice units to use against these unarmored units that GUA has. So by going for this dynasty early on, he was able to unlock some stronger units at his archery range and is mixing them into his comp. Now, they do cost food and gold versus the food and wood, so a little bit more expensive of a unit, and it looks like he is deciding to kind of do a mixture of the two units. I'd be curious. I don't main a ton of China myself, but maybe in the comments you guys can let me know, what would be the ideal comp as far as these two archer combinations. As I see him mixing them two together, I feel like he's got a rationale behind what he's choosing here. Perhaps just let's look at the HP value. The archers have 70 HP versus the Jugunu has, let's see, 90 HP. So these are a little more of a tankier unit. I mean, look at that. See, they're able to survive a whole volley. But look at this, GUA doing a nice job just targeting units. He even was micro down those two archers. Let's look at the military graph. This is kind of in a... Okay, so right now it looks like Viper is a little bit ahead in this military graph. I think he's got a nice hold here, and I can't imagine GUA is very happy to be seeing those Jugunu out on the field. And he is starting to move back. Let's see what's going on back at home. He has built the Great Wall of GUA out here. I guess didn't finish that segment. Is starting to run out. Oh, right as we look, running out of berries. So he hasn't even scouted. I don't trust the Fog of War. I think he's scouted this right here, and it's just doesn't always show it correctly. But there's definitely berries down there. Okay, so he needs to move out to food. You look at his res. He's bringing in a little bit of food right now. But actually, I thought he might go for the berries. He's decided just to go back to a sheep for now, which is fine. Not wanting to walk out there and put his villagers at risk while he's microing his army and taking some shots on these archers. Man, just the sound of these crossbows firing is just terrifying. Like, I think GUA has a larger mass here, but Viper's army is sitting there taking shots, trying to stand in a head-on fight against. Now we have a scout and a horseman getting in the battle. But GUA putting on some really nice pressure, though he has lost more unit, well, it's kind of hard to say at the moment. I guess he's lost a little bit more military units. I'd say it's probably about even right now, but we don't need to get caught up in that detail. Viper is ahead as far as the score is concerned. Let's go see what he is up to. Eco-wise, he's down here getting his gold. He is dropping a market. So I think he's probably going to be using this, maybe trading a little bit here, trading some of that gold to fix his macro is what I was expecting. Let's see if he bought anything. Did he just buy? I don't know if he just bought wood. No, I don't think so. This is curious. I don't know if he's going to start trading early on. I'm wondering why he built this market. If he's going to just fix some macro, or maybe just wants it for later. But there we go. Okay, there we go. Buying some food and wood. So using that gold up, and that's kind of what I expected. So a little bit overgathering, fixing his macro. Even a professional player like Viper, you see that, sometimes you have to change course using your market to help you along the way, and that's just fine. Do note there is a penalty when you trade at the market. You do pay well, not a penalty rather, but it increases over time. A tax. You can see the rates of how much it's going to cost. When you do these trades. Okay, so another engagement here, but starting to get worried that Viper doesn't have any pikes as GUA has started to use a lot more horsemen in the comp. Going to take some pokes here at the archers. Both players losing some units. We see the score actually evening out a little bit there. I feel like Viper is in a strong defensive position here. I would almost like to see an outpost or two from Viper, as I think it's quite clear that GA is going to keep poking in, and he could maybe maximize the damage he's able to do, or perhaps he would even back off if he saw an outpost. Okay, so GA is starting to spread out. I think he's going to do some scouting and go for some raiding now. Is kind of what's look like it's going to happen. Meanwhile, Viper has not really left his corner of the map. And is just satisfied where he is defensively. He's got plenty of trees left here, working over towards defensive landmark. And he's got 2 gold mines, so and he's got those berry bushes. He's okay for some time. He's got plenty of time, even going to some farms. I think maybe he just bought these farms just to be in a more defensive position as he's getting raided, but he's got plenty of access to food right now. Or perhaps he just doesn't want to have too many villagers walking around. As you see these villagers kind of bumping into each other, you don't want to put too many on the berry bushes. So just making that transition early on while he's got the time to micro them, maybe a smart decision. Okay, so these archers moving over into these villagers that were next to his defensive landmark, but these archers picking off, grabbing several villager kills here, one-shotting those villagers with those volleys. So this was a great trade, I think, for GA. A few archers for a few villagers. Meanwhile, we've got horsemen on the back line, getting up on the archers, though. Archers doing their best to take out these horsemen and are going to kite back and be okay. But he has lost several archers to this. I can't decide if this is an even trade or not. I feel like maybe this is a better trade for Viper, to be honest. And he has neutralized now that raiding threat there on the northeast side of his base. And now is curious here. Look at this. We've got a flank going on from the Viper on GUA's army, but at the same time, GUA is outflanking Viper, and this is a really, really bad position for these archers to be caught in. Oh boy. While it was looking to be a cleanup of GUA's army, now I think GUA is in a really strong spot. He's even got some idle military, and is going to just absolutely clean up Viper's army. And what does Viper have? Oh boy, he doesn't have anything else, and it's definitely, he looks like he just started aging too. Now that's what I want to be in. GUA is just going to really punish this here as we, oh boy, as he gets to age 3. I'm not sure if the Viper will be able to hold on to this. This is going to be a very, very tough position, having just lost so much army, and GUA, knowing that, sees the age up. He is pushing in. Got all these villagers idled, wiping out any remaining troops, and looking to be a really good spot for GUA at the moment. Man, I just can't see quite how Viper's going to pull himself out of this one. Right now, he's just got more raiders running around. Is Viper even aging? No, this gets stalled. The landmark, it doesn't automatically age up. You have to have villagers on it. And since he placed it there on the front line, you know, a pretty aggressive spot to place that. No, oh boy, knowing that GUA is pushing in so aggressively. Let's just take a look and see what's going on with GUA's macro, as we know that he's being pretty successful right now on the military front. Has he spread out? He did spread out down to these berry bushes, and kind of like I mentioned earlier, sticking to the singular town center. He did get the fresh foodstuffs tech probably early on there at the House of Wisdom, and at this point I'd imagine he has most of his armory techs, if not, let's see. Yeah, he does have all of them. So he even could start building some rams if he wanted to. You know, we say that, but GUA has already built some rams, predicting the future here on cast. And is going to be ramming down those only military production buildings that Viper has. And to be honest, I don't think Viper can recover from this. This is definitely a GG. I'm not sure. Maybe Viper is still just experimenting with China, so I can understand saying it a little bit later if he's still just checking out some mechanics, just figuring out how things are working. But man, I don't foresee how he's going to be able to hold on. His army's been wiped several times. His age up landmark has been taken down. These rams are moving in. He's lost a ton of villagers. Still losing more villagers right now to some horsemen. And GUA just absolutely taking the Viper to town. We got multiple ram fronts here on both town centers. Now, one thing about when you're sieging a Chinese base is there's more landmarks typically to take out than most other civilizations. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm not even live, but people are following on Twitch. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you head over to twitch.tv/FitzBro and you hit that follow, and you can hear my beautiful Age of Empires ukulele as well. And there we go. The capital town center going down, and GG is called. in favor of Give You Anxiety over the Age of Empires 2 Pro, the Viper. Thank you guys so much for watching this casted game. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this, and I will see you in the next one.